A knight and crusader from the medieval times is pitted against a powerful and scheming witch, and now he could be the only hope left for a girl and humanity. Hello there, I'm movie critic Nick Iacobucci. Welcome back to RealScreenReviews.com, and our next movie review is the primitive action-adventure Season of the Witch. This feature opened in wide release on Friday, January 7th, 2011, and it stars Nicolas Cage, Ron Perlman, Claire Foy, Stephen Graham, and the legendary Christopher Lee, still actively performing at the age of 88. God bless him. Season of the Witch comes to us from director Dominic Sanya, the director of California with a K, Swordfish, and reunites the star and director of Gone in 60 Seconds. This time out, they trade in their hot rods for knights, spells, and witchcraft, but still try their best to provide action and thrills. Our tale begins telling us the tale of two knights that have recently started to question their faith in the Crusades and have become outlaws for deserting God's army. Nicolas Cage's Beeman and Ron Perlman's Felson attempt to return to their homeland and soon realize that the Black Plague has ravaged the land, afflicting tens if not hundreds of thousands of people. The two knights are quickly realized and discovered while passing through a city, and after being detained are given specific directions to escort a young girl from the village to a convent a distance of 400 leagues. This girl is believed to be the Black Witch and responsible for the plague, and if they can get her to this monastery, her powers can be destroyed there. Then the small group of holy crusaders sets upon this frightful journey and comes to the startling conclusion that this girl is truly something extraordinary, and the evil that they fear is not only greater than they imagined, it is all around them as well. Well, people, how many terrible and forgettable films can Nicolas Cage actually be a part of? Next, Bangkok Dangerous, The Wicker Man, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I mean, where does the list end? My guest critic, Greg Hill, wanted to put on his top 5 worst of the year, any movie with Nicolas Cage as one of the choices, and after viewing Season of the Witch, I truly can't disagree with that. The wonderful film The Kids Are All Right defined the words perfect casting, and this is the definition of the word miscasting. Never for one moment did I ever believe that Nicolas Cage was a crusader, and the only person less believable than him was Ron Perlman. With lines in the movie like, "We're going to need more holy water," and spoken swear words that if you bothered to Google them, you would realize that they weren't even invented until well after 1350 AD, Season of the Witch has to be some of the worst dialogue ever written on screen. They travel through this forest so fake-looking, I was wondering if they were going to run into the Tin Man, and every performance was so flat that I was just waiting for the actors to look right at the camera and start laughing. Then I love how these two guys that have been traveling together in battle for 14 years not only have perfect teeth, the girl that they retrieved from the dungeon, who has been there for a few years I might add, had a smile so wide it looked like she just left the dentist's office. Then you have to love the very original storyline of having to take this witch to the top of Mount Who Gives a Crap and throw her in and destroy her. Considering that this whole story is told to us from Christopher Lee, I couldn't help but think, why didn't they call this The Lord of the Witch? You know, as I watched this, I actually wondered, did anybody read the script or ask any questions while they were making this so-called movie? At the end of the story, one of the characters goes on to say that she wants to do research and find out everything she can about the people that were involved in saving her, because she doesn't remember anything while being possessed. Then literally in the next line, she says that she's going to write down and tell the story of what happened because she was there and she knows what happened. Once again, was there a read-through, like even on the very first day? Season of the Witch is never going to be regarded as a guilty pleasure, a cult classic, or a bad movie we love, because it's just a plain bad movie, period. I would, however, like to give a big thank you out to the Hershey's Corporation, because the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups that I had were the best part of this feature, and I only wish that they could have lasted as long as the 98 minutes that this film took out of my life. And now that I think about it, the most difficult part of seeing this movie is going to be remembering it 51 weeks from now when I'm tallying up the worst films of the year 2011. Just think, if Nicolas Cage's New Year's resolution was to start making higher quality films, then he already failed miserably, and it's only January 7th. Only 1/2 of 1 star out of 4 for what I would deem stay away at all costs. And remember, people, I'm not always right, only when it comes to the movies. And thank you for your attention.